Hey dudes and chicks and neither if those rules don't apply to you, welcome to Makeup for Lost Time. My name's Katie and if you're new, welcome, and if you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna participate in a tag, and I kind of have already talked about doing this tag and I just haven't got around to it, and so today I'm gonna do the beauty consumer tag, and the OG, the creator of this tag, is called 90s LoveChild, and she is super entertaining and super cool, and she's so creative and just she's I don't know, she's super cool. Anyway, she has a lot of octaves and the way she speaks is so entertaining and compelling. I just love it. So anyway, she's the original. She's the creator of the beauty consumer tag. The first person that I watched do this, I'll leave 90s LoveChild's channel and her beauty consumer tag video down below. But the person that I originally saw do this tag is SpookyLips and Fat Hips, Lacey. And also 90s LoveChild's name is Sariah. And so Lacey and Sariah, so SpookyLips and Fat Hips, she's the first person that I saw do this tag. And I just I was just riveted. I was literally at the edge of my seat. And I don't normally watch tag videos because I only like to watch tutorials. I like tutorials a lot more than reviews even, but I watch reviews just so I can watch people do the makeup. So I don't watch tags because I'm not that interested in content that isn't just creating makeup looks. So anyway, this was interesting, and so was 90s LoveChild, and I loved listening to what they had to say about it, and so I wanted to participate in it because it just really resonated with me, and it spoke to me kind of on a spiritual level, being an addict in recovery. So if you're interested in listening to, she wrote 13 questions and I'm going to answer them. And if you're interested in that, then stick around. Okay, so question number 1 is, how much money do you spend on makeup a month and a year? Essentially, I don't know how much money I spent on makeup last year. And I'm going to say 2020 or in 2019. So what happened is I graduated from college and I got a pretty decent job, and I had that in 2019. And so there were months where I would literally spend like $300. I would spend all of my extra money on makeup. And so it was kind of feast or famine for me, because what happened was I got so into makeup that I bought everything. I mean, I bought everything, and then quit my job to go to cosmetology school, and now I'm broke as fuck. And so it kind of, like I say, it went from 60 to 0. And so I still spend money on makeup, but I am definitely a lot more conscientious about what I buy. And also, I've been given the gift of being able to wait. So I don't get to buy everything I want exactly when I want to. But literally, it would be nothing for me. In the beginning of 2019, it was nothing for me to spend, if I had $300 extra in a paycheck, I would spend $300 on makeup. And then be like, oh fuck, I forgot I have to buy gas. Oh shit. So yeah, I mean, I bet you I easily spent at least $2,000 on makeup last year. If I added up the cost of all just the palettes alone that I have, and that isn't every $20 eyeliner or $10 eyeliner or $20 lipstick, right? You can spend $60 on 3 lipsticks. Plus shipping is $66. $70 on 3 lipsticks. What the fuck? So, I mean, it adds up fast. Who knows? Do you ever feel guilty about how much you spend on makeup? No. No, I don't. I don't ever feel guilty about how much I spend on makeup. I shamelessly spend inappropriate amounts of money on makeup. There have been times where I've forgotten one of my responsibilities because I get into a frenzy. So I have ADHD, and I know that sounds like fucking stupid to some people, but like I didn't realize how much that actually affects my ability to make responsible decisions. And so I always just thought it was because I was a fucking terrible person or because I was a junkie, right? I'm an ex-junkie, and so like I spend money like in a frenzy, but also like I have ADHD, and I didn't really realize that it actually had an impact on my ability to make adult decisions. But what happens is I just get swept away, and then I get like so excited, and then I think like, no, I'm fine, I have plenty of money, it's fine. And then like all of a sudden I'm making like $1,200 paychecks and my bank account's overdrawing for stupid like things. And so I guess, yeah, there have been times when I felt guilty for buying makeup because I feel stupid when my bank account overdraws when I make $1,200 every 2 weeks or whatever, you know. Do you ever get FOMO related to makeup releases? So I have gotten FOMO. So at this point I just decluttered a bunch of palettes. I had 100 palettes and I decluttered about 20. So I still have about 80. And so I don't necessarily get fear of missing out anymore because I have so many palettes that I've come to realize that it's going to be a fucking bloody miracle if anybody comes out with a palette that has something to offer that I don't already own. With the Muerte palette, so the Amor Eterno collection came out, and I literally felt like I was going to miss out on that. And I did some things that I'm not proud of. Like, I use Sezzle, which is a payment plan you can get makeup before you pay for it. And I had no idea how I was going to pay for it, but I did end up paying for it. But it was $116, and it came out on Black Friday. And I'm a single mom going to school with no financial aid and living off public assistance. And so I have actually, you know, I like got those palettes basically fronted to me on the belief that they would get paid for, because I literally I couldn't stop myself from buying those fucking palettes, and then literally had to live with the disappointment that I felt like every single time I used the Muerte palette, I felt disappointment. And I literally can't tell if it's because the palette was disappointing or because it was like my feelings about it were overshadowed by my inability to stop, not buy the palette and just wait. I was so scared that they were going to sell out and I wasn't going to get it. And everybody in the fucking world was going to have the Amor Eterno collection, and I was going to be the only motherfucker on the planet that didn't get them. And so I made a major sacrifice, and I like sacrificed my dignity to get those palettes, on top of the fact that I like owe a friend of mine $100 that I don't have to pay her back until tax time. That was the deal. But still, like, for me to like do that and like go to such lengths to get those palettes when I like, you know, have an outstanding debt with a friend. Yeah, I definitely get fear of missing out. But like, I also learned a lot from buying those palettes that I'm not going to miss out. Those motherfuckers are going to come back. Melt isn't going to not keep making them. But dude, Melt does do that sometimes. Like, they'll come out with a palette and then not come out with it again. But they restocked the Gemini palette. They restocked the Smoke Session palette. I'm pretty sure every single one of those, the 27, all of them were limited edition. So it's kind of the limited edition thing, right? And we're going to probably get into that a little bit later. But I don't get FOMO as bad as I used to. I used to think I was never going to get some shit, but at this point, I've pretty much gotten every palette that I've ever wanted, except the Pat McGrath Star Wars collection. I really wanted that, the one pinker one, but whatever. That probably I did miss out on, but it's not like killing me inside, right? Do you purchase or keep items simply because they are limited edition? No, but telling me a palette is limited edition, it makes me feel like I'm not going to get it. If it sells out, I'm not going to get it. So I don't buy things because they're limited edition. I buy them because they speak to me, right? On a spiritual level. So for me, doing makeup is about expressing yourself creatively. It's about moving energy. It's about like speaking to the world through the way that you look, right? And so like if something speaks to me, and it says limited edition, then I get scared I'm not going to get it. Would you be willing to pay more money for a sold out product online? No. No. Honestly, the 35B palette, I wanted that for so long, and it was on Mercari for like 80 bucks, 90 bucks, 120 bucks. Fuck no, I wouldn't pay more. I wouldn't pay that. I want the IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush. It's like $75 on Mercari and like eBay. No, I will not do that. Do you wish you could spend more or less? No, I feel like I have I'm pretty solid in, like, it actually feels better. I honestly feel better since I've been broker, that I'm not like going crazy, like trying to figure out things to buy all the time. Like, what am I going to buy? There are a couple of things that I still haven't been able to buy that I really want, that are kind of on the higher end. And I have a good solid plan to be able to get those when I get my tax returns. So I don't feel out of control, and I don't feel like I don't feel like I wish I could spend more or less. I feel comfortable with what I have spent when I could spend it, and I feel comfortable with the fact that I can't spend as much now, but I can still buy some things. I don't have any weight tied to that at all. Do you feel compelled to buy something when you see it in somebody else's collection? Yeah. So there are certain people that when they like put something on, I love it. I fucking love it. And I've really learned that it's not when I see something in somebody else's collection. It's when I watch other people's videos and they like have something and it looks like so fantastic. A lot of times it's like those dirty or grungier palettes, the dirty grungy lipsticks, like those brown, poopy browns, like anything like that. If I see it on somebody else, like there's a couple melt ones that I really want and I just haven't been able, I haven't gotten them yet. And like there's some things that I can't even resist, like Jen and Beauty Riot X. And often the things that I see in other people's collections are the things that I see in people's favorites, their favorites of the year. At the end of the year, everybody does their like 2019 favorites. And then, so like in 2018, everybody's favorites are in my fucking collection. Like all of the palettes that are literally were like super expensive that I never fucking use. My Natasha Denona Gold palette, my Pat McGrath Mothership 5 palette, like all of that shit is in my collection. Were all favorites of 2018. And so, I mean, like those JD Glows, they're in my collection. The Kaleido Space Highlighter, the brushes, like the Hydro Grip Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, like people's favorites. When I see things in people's favorites and their best of, but there are a couple people that whenever I see them talking about that being their favorites, I get them and they never look the same on me as they do on that person, or work the same on me. And one of those people is Kathleen Lights. She literally has a completely different skin tone, a completely different skin type. Like me and her are literally like, but every time she says she loves something for like a year, I just went and like had to have it. However, my favorite blush that I own is the Kathleen Lights blushes. So, yeah. So the other one is Butte Bean. It's kind of, I usually, when she says she like things that she tries on, I buy those things a lot because they just look so cool and they never quite look the same on me, but that's kind of good. They still look good. They just don't look exactly the same. Colors seem to show a lot more intensely on her, and I don't know if it's her skin tone or her camera. But yeah, it always just looks a little bit different. So yeah. Do you buy more during the holidays? I did pretty good this last year, but I buy on Black Friday. Like that's the time, right? For makeup. That's like the time when like all the singles of everything is on sale. Like I have ShopTagger. So ShopTagger was like going crazy during the holidays. So Black Friday sales, like I don't buy more during the holidays. I buy on Black Friday, right? Have you ever hidden a makeup purchase from family or friends? Okay, this was the one that is like the fucking walk of shame. So I hide purchases from my daughter because my daughter is the only person that like holds me accountable for anything. My daughter is 9. And what I do is when I'm at Ulta or Sephora, they're like, would you like a bag? And I'm always like, nope. because of my daughter. Honestly, if I got a bag from Ulta or Sephora every fucking time I bought something from there, I would literally I could make a fucking, right? Like, what could I make? I could make a fucking tower with the fucking boxes or the bags from fucking Ulta and Sephora. I could make a fucking raincoat. I could make a tarp from my Ulta bags, right? My car would be like overflowing with Ulta and Sephora bags. It's just ridiculous. So I don't get bags from Ulta or Sephora when I make purchases because I don't want my daughter to know that I went and spent money there. Do you have more than 10 products in your collection that you have not used in over a month? I have more than 100 things in my collection that I haven't used in over a month. However, I just started getting into makeup and like went crazy and like bought all these things. And what I've noticed is over time, now that I'm not buying as much, I'm like getting little opportunities to use different things. Like when I change my hair color or when the seasons change, like I didn't even have a full set of seasons when I bought. I had 100 palettes and hadn't even gone through a full set of seasons, right? So it's like now I'm like starting to get to like process through things and get different opportunities and different occasions and like the 80s dance and going to school. At cosmetology school, I can wear whatever the fuck I want. So like I can, you know what I mean? I can go crazy with my makeup there. So it's like, and then like getting the Muerte palette gave me like this different kind of relationship with blue-green. And so now I'm like wearing my blue-green palette. So it's like, I just haven't gotten a chance yet, but I don't think that there's anything in my collection. When I don't want something, I get rid of it. I don't have the room. I live in a tiny fucking apartment, so I get rid of shit if I'm not using it. I put everything in shoe boxes, and what always ends up happening is I literally end up being like, fuck, I need that. And so I go into the shoe boxes and dig around. But I also use those shoe boxes to like give makeup to my friends and shit, like when people need like whatever, just bullshit. Shoe boxes filled with makeup. That's like, I used to do that when I was a tweaker. I used to like clean out the clearance at Shopko, and I'd have bags of makeup for all my friends, would bring their like homegirls over, and I'd be like, hey dude, you want to dig through these bags of makeup and see if you want some shit? I mean, that like brought the house down. That was like winner, right? Those girls love me for that. Have you ever been pressured to purchase something that you could not afford or did not need? I felt like the Amor Eternal was like, that motherfucker was so fucking expensive, and it was like right at Christmas time, and it was like, and it's still not sold out. I don't think it's sold out. Let me see. Let's just check. Give it a little checky poo. Here we are. Yeah. Here we are in the middle of fucking January, and none of it is sold out, and it still says new. Yeah, I felt the pressure. I felt the pressure of that big time, and I'm fucking bitter and resentful about it. I need to put some shit in my step work because I have a fucking resentment about the Amor Eternal collection, and I can't fucking tell if it's Melt and their fucking campaign, their promotional campaign for that collection, or if it's me and my disease of addiction that fucking compelled me to fucking buy that and put myself in a position where I like felt a little bit dirty, right? It didn't feel clean to me. Like, I'm clean. I've been clean. I actually will have 8 years on February 3rd. So I'm clean from substance use disorder, right? I don't use drugs. I don't use alcohol. And God willing, I don't smoke cigarettes currently. So, buying that made me feel unclean, and I used the Vita palette, and that gave me like a little bit of satisfaction, but I still haven't like gotten my money's worth from those palettes yet. But I think I think I can forgive them. I think I can forgive the Muerte palette for not being everything. It doesn't blend in the crease. I keep thinking it's my crease, but this is blent in the fucking crease just fucking fine. This is my creepy cute palette. You don't see any fucking blotches in the crease there, do ya? No. I fucking did it exactly the same. But anyway, what do I know? Oily lids and all. Okay. Have you ever been... Oh, I felt a little bit of pressure to get the Paulina palette when Blush Tribe re-released the Paulina palette. And it's still... I think it's for sale too still. So sometimes when I think something's going to sell out and it's not going to come back, I get pressured. And actually Blush Tribe really doesn't. And the Paulina palette is sold out. And Blush Tribe, they made a special comeback with that. So every once in a while I do feel pressured to get things because I don't want to not have them. Because I knew what it felt like when I first got into makeup and everybody had all these like limited edition palettes and I couldn't get any of them. So yeah, I do get that a little. Do you purchase makeup for collector reasons? I'll say the Muerte palette is like, I mean, I wanted the color story. I felt like I didn't have anything like it in my collection. And it's true. I don't. But also, like, I could not resist those skulls. My battery's about to die. So, in your makeup journey, have you become less or more consumeristic? I feel like I've become more choosy. I feel like I've become more educated and I've become more choosy. And so like I don't have to buy every fucking palette that comes out because I have a lot of fucking palettes. And I know that there are people that have like I just watched a video where a girl decluttered her 234 lipsticks. Like, and so when I see that, like, I realize, like, I don't have the same problem that everybody has. Like, I have my own problem and I have to deal with it in my own way. And so I don't feel more consumeristic. I feel like I have the ability to make more educated and, I have more choice when it comes to purchases. I don't have to buy a bunch of bullshit that I don't actually need. I can buy things that I really do want in my collection and things that I really feel like I don't have that I would like to have. I just feel like I have more choice than I used to because I have more knowledge about and also I have a good collection. So I don't feel more consumeristic, but I do feel like I am a good collector and I feel like I know exactly what I want and I'm not going to settle for certain things. Like when it comes to consumerism, like I want the hourglass face. I want hourglass face products and I'm not going to settle for anything less. And if that's consumeristic, then, you know, call it what you want, but I'm getting those products, but I'm not buying fucking 100 different foundations to try to dupe it or replace it. I want those. That's what I'm going to get. And I'm not going to settle for less. Even though I have good foundations, I still want those hourglass foundations. So I don't think that means I'm more consumeristic. I do think that means that I'm a makeup enthusiast and I know what I want and I'm probably going to fucking get it. So anyway, if you feel like you have a problem with makeup or if you make purchases that make you feel shame, honestly, being an addict in recovery, there are a lot of things that I can like get obsessed and compulse about. And so makeup is merely one of those things, right? So for me, it was like put down the needle, pick up the brush. And so that's where I've been living. And like once I got like so crazed about it, it was like pick up the brush, pick up the camera. So like I'm just kind of like crazy about editing and crazy about doing makeup and crazy about like making connections. Like basically like I want to be a part of the makeup community on YouTube and I don't really care about anything else. So that's like my goal. And I feel like the makeup is just an means to an end. So don't get me wrong, I love makeup and I'm still going to make purchases when I never should. You know, you do not need fucking makeup, but like it sure does bring me a lot of joy. And so for me, like it's important to chase joy. And so, money isn't even real anyways. Like you need it to pay your bills, but it's money. And, so yeah, I am really grateful that I got to like bare my soul about some of the things that I do when it comes to makeup that are maybe not so fucking admirable. And also that I got an opportunity to just be real and forthcoming and get it straight in my mind that like I'm not bad. I'm not that bad. Like I'm not that bad. Like I have like gone through bouts where I like, you know, was what people would consider bad or was what I felt bad about. But like today, like I just feel pretty for the most part, pretty good. That Amore Eternal collection, that was like, I learned a lot from that, that level of deprivation that I went through because of those fucking palettes. And I just can't tell if I bought a Color Story or if I bought a fucking skull. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below. I want you to hang out with me down there, especially for this. Hang out with me in the comments and like talk to me. Like, can we have a conversation about this? Or like, did anything I said like give you stirrings, make you feel some kind of way? Like this video. Let me know if you like this video, or if you'd rather just watch me do makeup, because I'd rather just watch me do makeup, like as far as preference goes. But like watching these two videos really just inspired me. They just inspired me to share this conversation. So anyways, like this video if you liked it, subscribe to my channel, even if you didn't fucking like listening to me talk, and hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload. And thank you so much for watching. You guys could have been anywhere, but you were here with me, and I totally appreciate and value you.